Welcome to Yankee Chronicle, and for the next 2 weeks, we're coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm on Main Street in New London. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Spring Ledge Farm is where they are committed to grow and sell high-quality ornamental plants, vegetables, flowers, and fruits in the way that respects the long-term health and well-being of the environment, the land, and ourselves. Today, we'll visit with Greg Berger, the owner, and hear what makes the work at Spring Ledge Farm so special. Rick Moltz will give us a rundown on this year's Tory Hill Author series, bringing top regional writers to the Warner Town Hall stage. Pam Byrk and Cheyrl Fogwill will give us a look at what's in store for this year's Newbury Old Home Day and fireworks. And we'll close with a visit with Loren Howard, an artist showing at the Fleming Center Micro Gallery. Don't go away, because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle, because it's summer and the farm is alive here at Spring Ledge Farm. Please stay with us.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation. Hospitals and patients are counting on donors to get the blood they need. Make a life-saving appointment today. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm right here on Main Street in New London. We seem to join them every June, so this is perfect timing. And I'm now joined by the owner, Greg Berger. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Abby. How are you?
Always fun to check in with you every June. I know we're pulling you away from a long to-do list of things to do, so thank you for taking some time.
Of course. It's a pleasure to have you. It's kind of like a ritual now.
It is a ritual. It's a tradition.
Gets the summer started.
I'm just going to keep it on my calendar. Every June we'll be here. How are things going this season at Spring Ledge? Can you believe it's like another year?
Yeah, I can't believe we're halfway through June here, getting into July, but it's so far, it's been a nice season.
Good.
The usual challenges with some weather early on. I think everybody around here experienced that.
Definitely.
Some cold snaps and some rainy weather, but today it's sunny and beautiful, so we're just thankful for that every day.
Not to dwell on the past, but how did your crops do in that unusual cold freeze we had?
Yeah, it was a challenge for sure. We pulled all of our sensitive crops that you see out here at the farm stand inside for that night, and our one big concern was the strawberry crop. So Bruce was irrigating that, because you can water it and it actually keeps it from freezing.
Okay.
Keeps it right at the freezing point. Anyway, so we got through that pretty well with just minimal damage, so we feel
that's
fortunate.
Always good to hear.
Yeah.
Let's talk about where we're sitting. We've never shot in here before, because this is fairly new to Spring Ledge.
Yes, this just about a year ago. This arrived. We call it the Tommy Shed. It's the pool shed from Tommy DePaula's house, which was just up the road.
Sure.
And we were able to bring it over here and set it up, and really it does a nice job of framing our annual plant sales and herb sales area, it's a nice display area for us. It kind of is I think it's the look of the farm in my mind is this whole kind of timber peg kind of thing.
How did this come to be? Was this always something that Spring Ledge was going to be gifted?
No, not necessarily. Tommy passed away 3-4 years ago, I guess, and Bob, who lives there now, said, we're cleaning up and don't need all this stuff, and said if you would like to use it, then we can figure something out, and so we got it over here.
Amazing. What a perfect place to sit and enjoy today, and also be able to look out on the great view and really get a great look on Spring Ledge that you never really would have noticed before.
Yes, right.
So talk about some of the things for people watching. I always like to remind people that not everyone watching is, lifelong area residents. They may be here visiting. What is Spring Ledge all about? What can people find when they come?
Yeah, well, it's a farm stand and garden center. It's been here about 46 years now. Started by the Cloughs back in the mid-'70s, and we grow plants for your gardens, everything from alyssum to zinnias.
Okay.
And tons of hanging baskets, foliage plants, perennials, shrubs, anything you might need for either a container or inside your house or outside. And then we also have a fruit and vegetable part of the farm where we grow everything from arugula to zucchini. Some of our most popular items are tomatoes, which we're just starting to harvest now, strawberries, which have begun, we've begun the harvest for that too,
Good.
and sweet corn is a big one.
Good.
But really you'll find a lot of different small crops, or we call them smaller crops,
Sure.
just because we don't sell as many of them, but we grow our celery and garlic and lettuces. We try to have a supply of lettuce, fresh lettuce all the time. So.
And you come into the farm stand too, and some of this has already been created and picked for you, and you can come in and buy it yourself.
Exactly, right. Yep, and we bring in local foods and local goods from other farms and other artisans around.
Amazing.
And so it's kind of a nice place to come get all your summertime picnic stuff.
It is, in a very convenient location.
Yes, right on Main Street. So it's hard to miss. Look for the big garden and.
Yes, and usually someone watering and on the sidewalk. I always love that too. That you have workers all around. Talk about your staff. I mean, you employ a lot of people here, and not only seasonal but year-round as well. Right.
We have a good core of year-round people, 6 or 7 of those folks, and then right now is our peak of employing seasonal crew, and we're up to about 45, 50 people to help pick the crops and to help water and all that. Right now is our peak time for that.
Because it's not just right here. You own other fields or lease other fields, and so that involves staff in multiple different places. Plus the knowledge of staff too. I always find fascinating when you come and you can ask anyone a question, and they can, if they don't know the answer, they're going to find out. But most of them know the answer.
Yes, we try, and we have good retention, I guess they say in the business world.
Yes,
and,
yes.
So that's very helpful because it's familiar face usually if you come in as a customer, someone you've seen before for many years. And,
fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you join me next time, we're going to talk about some of people's favorites, which is strawberries and corn, because it's about that time. And strawberries is a great activity to do in the summer, so we'll talk about that. And then looking into the fall, dare we say it, because it will be here. And last year I took the wreath making class around Christmas time, and that was fantastic. So we can talk all about that. But Greg Berger from Spring Ledge Farm, thanks for joining me.
Sure, thank you.
When we return, Brick Moltz of the Warner Historical Society will give us a rundown of authors who will be visiting during the Tory Hill series. But first, these words from one of the good business underwriters that makes your Yankee Chronicle possible.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. We are coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm on Main Street in New London. I'm your host, Abby Peel. The Tory Hill Author Series is an annual summer event sponsored by the Warner Historical Society and showcasing local and nationally known authors. Let's hear who's in store for us this year.
Well, the first Tory Hill was in 2010, and since 2010 we've had, I believe, 62 authors speak at the Tory Hill Author Series. 4 of them from Warner, which would include David Cheyrl, David Elliott, Maxine Kumin, and Larry Sullivan. And then plenty of other people with lots of really famous writers and not so famous writers, but people who have made a difference in our community, and so that's been really fun. We're really excited this year to have 4 authors coming in July and August. On July 8th, Saturday, July 8th, Ted Levin will be coming. We're calling it The Solace of Sunrise, which is the potential title for his new book. Finding solace by writing for 500 days during the pandemic about the natural world right outside our door. Then on July 22nd, our near and dear neighbor Jack Moon is going to speak about his new book, which is coming out this month, on the New Hampshire Fish and Game, a history. And though he lives just yards outside of Warner, Sutton resident Jack Noon tells our local history like no other. On August 5th, Saturday, August 5th, Kim Varney Chandler will be coming to talk about covered bridges of New Hampshire, which are integral to the fabric of New Hampshire, but each covered bridge has its own story to tell. And last, on August 19th, Ann Braden is going to be coming to talk about her new book, Opinions and Opossums. Ann is a novelist who encourages young readers to have and to voice their own opinions. It's interesting to see what happens when they do. All the presentations are all on Saturdays. They begin at 7 p.m. at the Warner Town Hall. And we are very grateful as well to Catherine Nevins from Main Street Bookends of Warner for her assistance in contacting the authors. The bookstore will be selling the authors' books at Main Hall, and you can get your books signed by the authors. For more up-to-date information, please go to our website, warnerhistorical.org. We look forward to seeing you there. I'm delighted to introduce Chris Mueller as the new executive director of the Warner Historical Society. Chris comes to us with extensive experience in nonprofit, an eye on the political scene, and like the rest of us here at the Warner Historical Society, she describes herself as a history nerd. Gotta love that. Chris, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be working on?
Sure. As a longtime resident of Davisville, I'm particularly excited about all the programs that we have coming up this summer, all of which touch on the little village of Davisville. We're going to have a bus tour working with the Black History Project. We're going to have a cemetery walk. We're going to be taking a look at the industry that was there with the former mills. We're going to take a look at some of the old schoolhouses and basically just use Davisville as a microcosm of all of these different things that have happened in Warner over the past 250 years. And the barn sale is back. It's open full force. We're open Tuesdays 1 to 4 and Saturday 9 to noon. So definitely come down and check out what the barn sale folks have on the shelves for you.
So the funds that we raise from the barn sale or the Tory Hill Author series go to support the work of the Warner Historical Society, particularly preserving the history as you make it. For more up-to-date information, please go to our website, warnerhistorical.org.
Thank you, Byrk. Nice lineup. A great way to spend a summer evening. When we return, we'll hear about an annual event that gives you a great way to spend a summer day that's topped off with one of the best fireworks in the region. But first, these words about one of the underwriters of your Yankee Chronicle.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. This week we're coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm here in New London. I'm your host, Abby Peel. One event that many helped the town of Newbury celebrate is their Old Home Day. Always a great day of activities, food, and entertainment. Tell us more, ladies.
Thanks, Abby. Well, we're getting ready for Old Home Day, which is July 8th. It's an all-day event, and it's always a lot of fun and draws a lot of crowds. Since we're here in the harbor, what's happening in the harbor that day is we have free boat rides from noon to 4. Just come on down, and we have our assessor driving the boat, and she'll give you a little tour. Also down here, we'll have some entertainment, like 4:30. Snap Boogie is going to be the first performer down here that night, and actually you want to check him out because he was in the top 12 on America's Got Talent, so it should be pretty cool. We're bringing back Alakazam. That's always a great show, and our big concert that night is Scarab. It's a Journey tribute band, so they should really have a good show with them too. They sound amazing. And then, of course, the fireworks over the lake. And then the rest of the day, we'll be starting up near the town office. Cheryl, you want to talk about that?
Starting at 10 o'clock is the Farmers Market Craft Show. But if you'd like to come a little earlier in the day, the best thing to do is look around because there will be breakfast served at the fire station. Also, there will be coffee and donuts at the Veterans Hall. That will bring you to, as I said, 10 o'clock for the Farmers and Craft Show. We have 22 vendors, which include a lot of local Newbury people, and I'm very proud to say we did not need to advertise this year for vendors. That's how great our previous history has been. They are asking to come back in January.
They are.
So that's good. We've had amazing years. So there'll be something for everybody. There's maple syrup locally, there's home baked goods. There's so much that I really will miss somebody. So just come check us out, and that's 10 to 4. And then we also have food vendors. They will be located at different areas in the town, and Pam has a better knowledge of them, but I can tell you some of them are coming as far as Vermont to be a vendor, and we're going to be able to have Mexican, Kona Ice.
Kona Ice.
And we're going to have, I use comfort food like fries and fried dough and hamburgers and hot dogs and pulled pork.
Yes.
What am I forgetting?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Because we have the shanty coming, the local shanty.
We have another trailer that's doing chicken fingers.
Right, yep.
And I think we're forgetting somebody.
There is, but there'll be a big variety, so you'll have to come check it out.
Check it out. And the ice cream, the lady is supposed to be able to be making sundaes.
Yep.
The old word fraps. And regular ice cream cones. And what else?
I think that's a lot of it, so we'll see. But also for entertainment, back up in the beginning of the day, we'll have the climbing wall back, which is always a big hit. This year, we're getting a dunk tank. So that will be fun. So people might want to come down. We'll have some...
and see who we're going to dunk.
Right, well, we'll have some employees. We'll have 3 departments right now. So we have a police department is going to be in there. We have the assessors and the highway. So if you would like to come dunk one of them, you should come on down. We have McDonough's coming back with their pony rides and petting zoo, balloon animals, and then all our entertainment during the day. We have a variety of shows. We have
and let's mention that it's all
free
at no charge.
Yeah, free
at no charge to anybody.
Yep. So we have Kilted Colin, Pogo Fred. We have a magic show again this year, the Jason Purdy, and then we also have animals coming this year. So I think there'll be some exotic animals at the animal show. And one fun thing we're doing this year is we're going to have bingo under the tent. So that will be fun, family for everyone.
For children and adults.
For the whole family.
Correct.
And there'll be little prizes, so that should be good.
We should encourage that it's not just for Newbury residents, it's for everybody, and we want everybody to have a good time, enjoy the day, and
we get
pray
people,
no rain.
Right. People come from all over, and we get so many compliments, and it's really a fun day. We get so much good feedback from it, and we do get a lot of donations in from our wonderful residents, give us a lot. And the businesses, we've already been collecting, and we have a few silver sponsors so far, because you could be bronze, silver, or gold. We have 4 silver sponsors right now. The Bluebird Sunapee, we have Bob's Beacon Marina, Randy's Appliance, and Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Those are our silver sponsors as of now. But I know we'll have more, and we'll have some gold ones too. So we thank everyone for contributing to this day. And if you're looking for more information and to check out the acts, we post almost daily about what's coming on Newbury Old Home Day Facebook page. And also you could get more information.
Yes, at newburynh.org. And if that information is not readily available to you, call the town office.
Yeah, you could message us, email PM.
It doesn't matter.
Facebook message me or call, and we'll get you where you need to be. So make sure you check it all out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam and Cheryl. Hospitality is the name of the game in our region, so come one, come all. When we return, we'll visit one of the Center for the Arts micro galleries at the Fleming Center and meet artist Loren Howard. First, let's hear from one of the folks that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle. These local businesses can only continue if you support those that support us.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to this edition of Yankee Chronicle, coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm. I'm Abby Peel. The Center for the Arts has arranged several micro galleries around our region with rotating shows of local artists. Let's head down the street to the New London Barn Playhouse's Fleming Center and meet Loren Howard and see some of his work.
Liked art from early on. I was doing drawings at the age of 5 and 6. Probably when I should have been doing my math, I was doing drawings. And the one thing that intrigued me at that age, I was about 6 years old, and I saw a picture of a little boy named Pinocchio. And he had this long nose. And it looked to me like the nose stuck out, and I couldn't figure that out. And I got intrigued by that, so I got out a pencil, and from that time on, it's always been a challenge for me to make things look to have depth, to look like things come forward or things move back. It's been an adventure. Actually, at the time, I had moved from Minnesota back to New Hampshire, where I grew up, and I worked for my brother for a few years in real estate and in Claremont. And as you travel around in real estate, you see people, you see their porches, and kind of intrigued me, all the different porches and the different activity that took place on the porches. And I thought, well, that would be an interesting series to do paintings of. I don't think I thought I'm going to do a series to begin with. I just started with one and took it from there. It took me 2 years. These are done in 1993 and 1994. I worked in acrylic on illustration board. Well, the one with the construction site really intrigued me. That's not exactly a porch, but it was a very interesting arrangement, I thought, composition. I liked the looking through the fence. The whole thing was very interesting, and so I sketched it out. I sat and sketched it out. It's in Claremont. It's one of the old factories that used to be there. I don't really know how the silo fits in with it, but that's what it was. And so I sketched it out, planned it out. I liked the composition. I didn't change too much of the arrangement, but I made it so that it balanced out. And you actually, if you first look at it, you're going to catch those signs. Notice hard hats must be worn in this area. That's going to catch your eye, the yellow sign behind it. And then you follow the fence, you move along from that and up the water spout to the construction at the top and back over to the silo. So all that is kind of planned, even though a lot of it was there. I was able to add a little bit to make it work. I start out by sitting at the site, studying it, doing sketches, and sketching out the interesting things that I wanted to put into the painting. and took pictures of it, several pictures from different angles, and then I put it on a computer screen. And I painted actually inside the studio from the computer screen. I was an art teacher, so when I saw these two little kids sitting, this evidently is their porch. As you can see, some construction is being done, and the little kids are sitting there doing their artwork. So I got busy, I sat and did some sketches, talked to the lady a little bit. The kids were excited, and I did the painting. And again, very conscious of the composition, and you see a lot of the kind of the clutter around. I thought that was interesting. I think she said she was their grandmother and she was babysitting. So, and then I moved on from there. You take the next painting, the one with young guy handing probably a joint to the little girl. That again it's actually two porches, but you get some nice depth in that. Of course, the first thing that attracts you when you look at it is the boy and the girl. Figures are always going to be the first thing you see if they're in the painting. And then you can move around from there. In that one, those two figures were not there. I made those two figures, created them more or less. Did look at pictures and other people to get the positions, but I made them up for the scene. Okay, this painting, the lady was sitting on the porch as I was sitting across the street doing some sketching. But she got a little concerned and went into the house. So I had to paint her in from memory, but she was sitting there. All of the other paintings, except for the one with the two little kids, there were no people on them. I made up the people. This one here, I kind of liked, I was really intrigued with the depth on the left side of the building, and as that goes back in there, and the whole composition was fun to play with and to make it all work. So those are a few of the paintings that I've done or did back in 1993, 94, 2-year effort. There are 9 paintings in all here. 7 of them are the porch series. The other 2 are flower paintings. They are at the Fleming Center at the Barn Playhouse. And you have to go down back and you'll see a sign over a door that says Fleming Center, and you go in there and you can see these paintings. And these paintings will be here until the end of July.
Thank you, Loren. His work and all the works currently presented at the Center for the Arts Micro Galleries will be hanging until the end of July. You can check out the whole lineup of galleries and artists by going to their website, centerfortheartsnh.org. So much to do and events to choose from this time of year. Next week, we'll be right back here at Spring Ledge Farm in New London. Spring Ledge Farm is a New Hampshire Farm of Distinction and Award given by the New Hampshire Department of Agriculture. Greg Berger will again join me to tell about the history and beauty of this farm in the heart of town. Andrea Redikin and Bill Messenger will tell us about this year's Civil War reenactment coming up on the grounds of the New London Historical Society. Don't miss our Game of the Week second season with a replay of the Sunapee at Newport girls basketball game. All of our games replay at 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays. All of our programs are available on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. I'm Abby Peel. Please join me again next week here at Spring Ledge Farm for a family operation of over 50 years. Please join us at the same time next week for another edition of Yankee Chronicle.